Nifty 91.50. WRPI Troy 91.5 on your dial. Hanging out with the idiot emeritus. Yes, sirree. I have worked on many a construction site over the years for some jingle jangle in my pocket. Many a year I've spent my life and never made enough to legitimately have to pay taxes. Tax avoidance is legal. If you cheat on your taxes, it's illegal. Well, I was on this construction site one time, and a couple of my cronies, Jim and John, they didn't want to stay at work. They wanted a day off. So Jim pretends that he's gone mad. He climbs up to the top rafter of a very high building. See, he's an iron worker, and he hangs upside down and shouts, "I'm a light bulb, I'm a light bulb," through the middle of the night. His buddy watches in amazement, and the foreman comes along and shouts, "Go home, you've gone mad!" And his buddy leaves too. They pack up their kits and go home. But on the way, the foreman says, "Where do you think you're going?" "Well, I can't work if there's no light." It's like a light at the end of the tunnel. Stogies and black coffee, and it's the Midwest. Finishing school, as they say. That's where they send you when you ain't got the brains to add two and two together. They send you to a place that, well, kind of like after high school, so you can get eventually into the Ivy Leagues. Weasel your way in through the back door, they always say. What do they say? Here, man. Stogies and back coffee. It happens in back rooms. So there I was, swallowing my pride. Flunked out of college. I guess the guides weren't on my side. Too much drinking and gambling and playing around and chasing. The dean told me you better take a semester off. Grow up, get your head together. Stogies and black coffee. Gambling and cards, drinking and smoking. Well, out there in misery, that's another word for the state of Missouri. They got all these sections, and there's a road around all those sections, gumbo roads. They're kind of like dirt roads. They're not gravel and they're not shale, they're gumbo. And when it rains, that's what it turns to, gumbo, like thick soup. You just slide all over the place, and if you're driving your car, you might roll over in a ditch. Yeah, well, the dean told me to take a year off. Too much carousing in the cornfields and drinking beer. It was one of those dry colleges, Presbyterian style. Yeah, we wake up in the morning and you'd have to go to chapel. I remember some friends of mine, they disassembled a car and reassembled it in the library. Should have seen the look on the librarian's face when she opened the door that morning. Stogies and black coffee, hemp growing in the hemp rows or the corn rows or the ditches. See, 'cause out in the Midwest, hemp used to be a crop. And the seeds, well, they just keep it growing like weeds. Maybe that's how it's got its name. Stogies, black coffee, black bowl. From the Psi Delta, got the Psi Delta blues. Nothing going my way, so went back home and told Mom and Pa I wasn't working out, and they said, "You better get a job, go down to General Motors and helped him build them Buicks and Pontiacs and such. There I was on the assembly line. Them cars coming down more than one a minute. And they just kept it coming. And they just kept it coming. And they just kept it coming. Now most of the folks that worked there, and this was in New Jersey, were from Pennsylvania. They were from the coal towns and small places where everything had dried up, and they'd come for the week and they'd stay and then go home on the weekends and visit their families. Well, I worked there for a semester, and I remember one day I arrived in the parking lot and I said, man, I gotta go spend another day on that assembly line. But I don't know what happened. I couldn't open the door on the pick-em-up truck. There I sat. Just couldn't go in. Well, the foreman had told me the day before that I had to donate to United Fund. I said, well, I ain't got no money to donate to United Fund. And he said, well, we're just going to take it out of your paycheck. I want 100% of my department. I said, well, I'm sweating labor here and hanging doors on cars and Buicks and Pontiacs and all of that, and you want me to give away my hard sweat money? He says, well, we got 100%, and if you don't like it, you can work down in the pits overhead. Like I said, I made it as far as the parking lot. I guess I'm a little stubborn. Stogies black coffee. Gotta swallow my pride. Black ball. Now I got the Side Delta Blues. Side Delta Blues. It's supposed to sound good, but for some reason it doesn't sound good. I'm supposed to get the thumb moving here and see what I can do. Someday I'll probably never learn to really play this guitar. Some people can really play it, you know, like J.J. Cale and people like that, or the Big Brother Holding Company, or Cheech and Chong, or wonder if Shakespeare or George Bush, Sam Bush played the guitar. George Bush, sitting in a kindergarten, looking perplexed. Yeah, well, I guess his handlers had did something he didn't quite understand. All right.